Hello everyone, so welcome back to the channel. So today I was going to do a get ready with me. I was going to do my makeup and everything, but then I realized all of my brushes are dirty. I know you could see that. So I figured I would do a video showing you guys how I clean my brushes in 2023 because it is different. I clean my makeup brushes a lot different now than I did back in the day. I also have like these powder puffs that I use now to set my makeup and stuff like that. So I clean my brushes a lot different, like I said before. And I'm going to show you what I use, okay? So the first thing that I used to use that I'm using again is this right here, okay? This is all the rave back in the day. This is by Sigma Beauty. This is their like brush cleaning mat. And I'll put the link to everything down at the bottom, but basically they have these different little areas where you can rub your brushes or your beauty blenders if you're having a difficult time getting, dirt and grime out of that. Also, what I'm going to be using is this right here. So this is called a ThinkSpace Beauty Cosmetic Brush Holder and Dryer. So basically this holds your brushes and it can be like a dryer for you to dry your brushes. So basically how it works, and you can find these at like TJ Maxx or Home Goods or Marshalls. And you take this part off, and this part comes off also if you need to clean it, but it's more difficult to remove. Not difficult, it's just a little bit more tighter. You have to like really pull at it to clean in there. But basically this part is one part, and then you have this part, and as you can see, it has like these little like compartments where your brushes go in. So the way it works is if you're washing your brushes, you stick your brush in and basically it holds it so the brush can dry and the bristles don't touch the bottom. Now, because this brush is such a long brush, of course I don't put a brush like that, but I'll put a brush with a shorter handle in there while I want it to still be fluffy. Like for instance, I'll show you this one. This Sigma brush right here, I need it to stay fluffy, right? So I'll take it and I'll stick it in here like so. Trying to juggle all of this with two hands. And then I put it in there, and as you can see, it doesn't touch the bottom. You see that? It doesn't touch the bottom. Therefore, it can dry properly. So I'm going to start washing my brushes. Now to wash my brushes, this is what I use. This is the change I've made in 2023. I use this wash right here, and I use this body oil. These two together are match made in heaven when it comes to cleaning your brushes, okay? It's the Neutrogena body oil and this Bioderma body wash. I just so happen to stumble upon it, and it cleans my brushes clean, okay? Now, there are some brushes that are really stained, but for the most part, this cleans my brushes and my beauty blenders, okay? And the reason why I use a little bit of oil is just to keep the bristles like hydrated. And then once I'm done washing, then I'm going to use like this little mat right here that I got from IKEA. And that's what I'm going to set my brushes on. The ones that I need to stay fluffy that I could fit in that container, because I got like 3 of those containers. I'm going to put it in that. But for the most part, they're going to lay down flat on here so they could dry. So let's get to cleaning. So I want to show you guys in real time what this looks like. So basically I'm placing the brush mat down, and as you see, there's these little suction cups on the back. And so basically what I do is I just press those down onto, the sink and try to get it to adhere to the sink. I run the water a little bit and then I press down to secure it. As you can see, this brush right here, I'm just wetting all of the brushes. It is advised that you use cold water. Do not use hot water, okay? Let me reiterate, you don't need hot water to clean your brushes. They're going to come out very, very clean with this process I'm going to show you right here. And it moves very fast because it's very easy to rinse out all of the suds, okay? Now that's my stands out sponge. That sponge is like stained. Some of the brushes I use, you'll see they'll be stained even after I'm finished washing. but that's just because of the type of products that I'm using. Maybe it's a bronzing product or a blush. You see how this one has some pink on it? It may be because it's come in contact with some blush. So now I'm going to pull out the Bioderma body wash, and I'm going to put a couple squirts in my hand. And then after I squirt those in my hand, I'm going to use some body oil right here. So I just add a couple drops of the body oil into my hand, and then I proceed to take the brushes. So as you can see, when we started, that one is pretty dirty. It has a lot of brown and it has some blush on the tip of it. So I want to show you real time so that way you see it's not no sped up video. You're seeing real time. Look how clean it is already. And the reason why I use the all, like I stated before, is just so it doesn't dry out my bristles of my brushes. It keeps them a little bit hydrated. So I'm just like massaging that soap in there and just making sure I'm getting as much of the product off of the brush. And as you can see, the brush is pure white. You see, I like this one is dirty. This one I use with my bronzers. So like my bronzing powders. So I'm going to put a little bit of oil, couple drops, maybe 5 drops, y'all, not a lot. And then I'm going to massage that into my hand also. And as you can see, it's already starting to turn back white. Now this brush, because of the type of products I use, it's going to stain the brush a little bit. But as you can see, majority of that product is off. Okay, well, all of the product is off. It's just staining from the bristles of the brush of me using this brush to bronze a lot. But as you can see, all of that product is off, and this is real time. That's how quick this product moves. So now I'm going to rinse, but not only rinse, I'm going to use the brush mat to kind of massage those suds out of the brush bristles. And I'm going to do the same over with this one. And even though you see the suds down at the bottom on the other side, trust me, it's not disrupting anything. This soap and all rinses out quickly. It doesn't make your brushes like oily or anything like that. But as you can see, it's rinsed out all of the suds out of it. Okay. And it is clean as a whistle. Even when you're massaging it into the mat at the bottom, you'll see that it makes like a squeaky noise, like it's squeaky clean. Okay. Now, as you see, some of the suds is still in there. So I'm just rinsing it out really, really good, making sure there's no suds left. You don't want any suds left on your bristles. Okay. Like in your brush. You see, I still some suds in there. So I'm going to rinse it again one more time. And then sometimes I'll take it and wring it across the bottom of the mat at the bottom just to help maneuver and work. You see how I'm rinsing it like that? Just to help maneuver and work the suds out of the bristles. And that mat not only cleans your brushes, but it helps to get the suds out of the bristles. Now you see, it is squeaky clean, honey. You see how white the bristles are now? Like, look at that compared to earlier. Still some staining on there because I think one time I used it with some blush, some Rare Beauty blush. But for the most part, the brush is clean. It just has some staining to the bristles because those are white bristles. Okay. And I'm just wringing that out again. And like I said, I just want to show you these in real time so that way you can see I'm not just rushing through. You know, like I'm not just doing a fast forward and y'all don't know like really how long it takes to do it. Now I'm going to take that container I just told y'all about, and I'm going to take this brush right here that I need to be super fluffy when it's done. And I'm going to put it in this container upside down, and that will allow all the water to drip to the bottom and for the brush to dry fluffy. So now I'm going to speed it up a little bit and you'll be able to see me clean these brushes. You see how all of the product is coming out of that one, and I'm just using the mat to clean down at the bottom. And y'all, it's just basically the same thing over and over again. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So basically I'm just doing the same thing. Now you can see how bright those bristles came out, and I'm just rinsing it to make sure all the soap is out. You see there's still soap. So I'm going to rinse and rinse and rinse it until, and as you can see, I'm watering that to rinse off the suds. So I can then go again and use the pad to get the suds out. Now you see all the suds are out. Okay. And I'm going to move to the next thing. So here, this is my powder puff, okay? I use this to set powder under my eyes or all over my face. And this is my powder puff. So you can do the same thing with the powder puff. A little bit of oil and some of the body wash. And watch how clean this is going to come. You see how like right now it's still dirty, still got stuff on it, still got product on it. And I'm just going to maneuver it through there. No matter how much you squish this down, it's going to fluff right back up, y'all. It's going to be fluffy when it dries, okay? So don't let it scare you when you're cleaning out your powder puffs that they come out looking like I don't know, like scrunched up is the only word I could find for it. But once you rinse it, look at that. Look how clean. And I know it's looking a little yellow on the screen because, you know, the lights are yellow inside my kitchen. But I even go as far as like going into the actual mat and like scrubbing it a little bit more to just get some of that staining out of it. And I just keep on massaging it into the mat, and then I'm going to rinse it one more time. And then you'll see how clean and white it comes out. Like, it comes out so clean. Like, I don't ask me how I stumbled upon this. I just one day was experimenting. Let me take a little bit of oil and let me take a little bit of this soap and clean together. And it worked. And I think a lot of it has to do with that body oil, because I use that body oil to remove my makeup. It's the first step in makeup removal. And when I tell you the makeup just slides off, it just slides off. So it's usually the first step. Then I'll go in with my Derma Blend makeup remover. And then, of course, my facial wash. So I wash my face a lot when I'm taking makeup off. So as you can see, I just finished rinsing that one. I'm wringing it out, making sure there's no suds in it. And now look at it. Look how white it is. Look how white. Now, you see this part right here? This is, I think they call it the fennel. I can't remember what they call it. It starts with the F. But basically, that's where your bristles, like, attach to the brush. So that's why it's important to use cold water and not go in with any hot water, because it will loosen the glue that's in there and your brushes will fall the freak apart. So if you ever wondered why your brushes fall apart, a lot of the times your brushes are falling apart because you're using hot water, girl. Don't use hot water, okay? Now, this is that Real Technique brush, and I just want to show y'all how dirty that brush is. That's the brush I use to like blend out my concealer under my eye, and look how clean it came out. Look how clean. One wash. It just melts everything off. I just love it. And now I'm just going to start another group of brushes. I'm going to start wetting them. And I'm just going to start, going in with another group of brushes and just basically wetting them and getting them ready to go. Now, this brush right here is my Artiste brush. As you can see, it's different than the other ones. I use this to blend out my foundation at times. And as you can see, I'm going in and I'm cleaning it, because a lot of times I find this brush holds a lot of foundation at the bottom of the brush, like where the bristles meet the head of the brush. So I'm just rinsing it out really good and cleaning that out. And I love Artiste brushes. I actually got the whole set of brushes for $80. These are like $300 brushes, and I got them for $80 on clearance when I went to Nigel's Beauty Emporium in LA. And this is what it looks like when they're on the mat. As you can see, my Beauty Blender still has some red on it because it was stained by the blush I used when I was blending it out. And basically what I do is, even though I'm laying them down to dry, I fluff them out on this mat. That's why I like this mat in particular, because then I could flush. You see how like it looks? I could flare my bristles out on my brushes, okay? And then I'll just take that brush and I'll just dampen it in a little bit and kind of like wringing out the brushes, if you get my drift, Then I'll just fluff out the bristles, okay? And that's basically what I do. I lay all the brushes out on this mat so they could get clean. So they could dry. And that's basically the end of the process. I just love using those two products in particular to just get all the dirt up. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And let me know in the comment section if you guys have any other questions or comments regarding the Neutrogena body oil or regarding the body wash right here. The link will be in the description box of where you can find these products. Bye.